So I just saw the new Sam Raimi Marvel Doctor Strange movie, and it was okay. Going into this movie, the most I wanted a Sam Raimi film. I've always been a big fan of Sam Raimi and his style, especially within the Evil Dead films and Spider-Man trilogy. I love that he brings a fun, campy tone to most of his films. I love his crazy camera work and how fun and full of life his films are. So when I heard he was going to give us a Marvel film, I was actually quite excited. I was excited to see what kind of fun he was about to give us. I mean, he's returning to the superhero genre after like 20 years. And let me just say, I had mixed thoughts on his return. For the most part, it did deliver on some Sam Raimi fun I wanted, but that comes with a couple caveats. And while Sam Raimi's style really does show through this movie, I don't think it really does consistently, and it kind of puts me off in a way, because you do get a lot of Sam Raimi fun, but it's only every now and then. In between those times, you're treated by a really generic standard MCU script, and I felt like this was holding back the movie, because it felt like Sam Raimi wasn't fully able to take this to the level he wanted to with the campiness and the horror. It still was there and very present, but it doesn't feel like he was able to do it consistently throughout the film, and he still had to follow the story and the script that they gave him, which wasn't very good, to be honest. It's not a very well written movie. There are long exposition dumps that completely bring the movie's pace to a halt to tell us about all these rules that the universe has to follow and why things are happening. Well, really, that's not what we're here for. We're here to have some fun, you know what I'm saying? Which really just comes every now and then when Sam is given the chance to be free and do whatever he wants and not be bogged down by the script. But the script is such a huge part to the movie that it's hard to ignore and is a major flaw for me and in my enjoyment of the film. With that being said, though, I will say this movie does have some fun moments and isn't the worst thing. I would say it's just bogged down by the story, the characters, and the writing. Everything else, though, is pretty decent. The presentation is quite fun and creative, especially for a Marvel movie. It was overall a decent movie. I wouldn't mind to rewatch it again because I think I would be able to get more out of what Raimi's doing in the movie. But overall, it's just kind of and kind of weak for a Sam Raimi film. And I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. It could go up on a rewatch, but for now, yeah, that's the score. And also, Bruce Campbell is an absolute god.